Okie dokie. Do I have sound? See if we have sound coming in. Uh-oh. Boy, oh boy. All right, I think that's good. Jesus. Boy, I need to get my tablet fixed. So I have a bigger screen to look at chat. Alright, so we're just kind of leveling our glyphs here with our Bouldercane setup, and then I have my Lightning Storm setup that's pretty much done. I just have really crappy gear on that setup. This I have pretty decent gear, I just have bad Masterworks, like really bad Masterworks. Like I have no Boulder GA, but Raskills is good, but no Masterworks there. I have like, I bricked GA to core skills, so that sucked. But I still have a core skill set of gloves. And then I really wish they would change Boulder to chance diddle double damage. That would be perfect. And then everything else is pretty much good. We did get lucky with a triple crit on our amulet. The unfortunate part is it's a 46 out of 50. That extra 4% is actually pretty important. So, and then obviously we got a Masterwork willpower into our helmet, but this is what we have for right now. So we're just cruising through some low tier 65s, leveling our glyphs up. On the, I think this is my fifth Druid. No deaths yet this season though. 0 deaths. Close calls, but a lot of lag, yet been pretty successful at not dying. I kind of want to put Metamorphosis back on my boots. It's a lot more fun to play around with. Like if they changed Boulder to chance to deal double damage, that would pretty much solve a lot of the issues right now with the build, since they nerfed Overpower. And then obviously, I wish they would let you get like 1 or 2 more boulders in your Hurricane. That would be really good too. Like 1 or 2 more boulders would almost be perfect. I can't believe I dropped my Hurricane. Noob. Or just put it at 15. Like 15 boulders instead of 10. 15 boulders instead of 10 would be pretty nice. I don't know how well... because I'm sure the reason why they capped it was stability issues. I think 15 would be a much better number than 10. Obviously, it would be for damage, but it would just kind of help where spamming Boulder would never overlap another Boulder. I have the Storm Shifter on here right now just for the extra ranks. But I'm not really... I mean, the damage is fine from skill ranks, but it's not like crazy. And I really like Metamorphosis, I'm not gonna lie. Just adds that little extra kind of enjoyment to the build, being able to teleport around. I've hit like a 5 billion so far. It's pretty good. Like, for a solid B tier build, it's 5 bil's pretty nice without having like maxed out glyphs and perfect gear. I should probably be able to get close to like maybe the tens of billions, maybe even close to triple digit billions with. I'm not exactly sure what this would cap out at. Let's see. Oh, nice. Tornado ranks. I will be making a tornado build after I set up. I need to finish my lightning storm, get that video done, and get that planner written up. I have the framework, but I don't have it written. And then get this done, and then we'll do tornado. And for some reason, the game has given me like a shit ton of landslide gloves. Like I have 1, 2 with non-GA. I think I have 2, 3. Yeah, 3 pairs of landslide GA gloves. And I think I actually deleted one, so the game is giving me a lot of those. Not one good amulet though this season, like solid, you know, GA to Toxic Claws, GA to Envenom type stuff. None of that, just trash. I have a decent couple amulets, but nothing that I'm like, oh my god. Max resources good if I do like a Stormclaw build. I don't know, or a Boulder, or the other two are terrible though. Yeah, if I did like a Stormclaw or Earthspike, but I don't know. I'm not really super interested right now to set one of those up. Maybe after I finish these ones, then I'll be like, okay, I'll set up a Stormclaw build, but I don't necessarily know if I need to. Maybe a little bit later in the season, I'll go to like basic skills. I'll do like a pass on basic skill builds. I want to get lucky and get like a really nice Rotting Lightbringer so I can push the pits with my setup. But I have had awful luck with Rotting Lightbringers. I got like a 3 GA Rotting Lightbringer with a bottom tier weapon passive. It was terrible. I felt like the game was trolling me. And then I got a 2 GA one with Pulverized Spice and Willpower. And it was a terrible passive as well. Those were the best. Like, those were the most GAs I've gotten on Rotting Lightbringers this season. Everything else has been 1 GA and not 1 GA with chance to pulverize twice at a perfect passive. But I've had a couple perfect passes with like Poison GA or like Willpower GA, but it's like I'm not going to swap that out for what I currently have. You know, next season, I think they're going to be doing... They said they were doing a pass on core skills. I wonder if they'll count Boulder as a core skill for that season. Or if they'll just bypass Boulder and wait for the Wrathskill season. But I will tell you one thing I'm looking forward to for Wrathskills. I hope that they do a massive buff to Trample Slide. Like, it would be so cool, even as a person who plays with controller, which doesn't really benefit the most out of running Trample Slide. That's more of a PC player build because you can be much more targeted with your tramples. I still love that build. It's still one of the most satisfying builds to play. Like, Landslide has such an interesting sound design to it that when you start doing, like, Trample Slide or, like, really high-tier Landslide builds, it sounds like a machine gun going off, and it's really cool. It's like Pulverized. It has, like, that nice, impactful sound, so it feels like you're playing this really, you know, badass build that's just dealing this crazy amount of damage. I'm actually interested in making a Landslide build this season, just to see how good it is. I think the coolest part about Druid this season is, like, every build can break tier 100 now. Like, every reasonable build is breaking tier 100, so there's so many good Druid builds you can play right now. And Pulverize, obviously, is just sticking out like a sore thumb. I will say that's one thing that I think the devs do... not a poor job. It's not a poor job at, but I feel like sometimes they curate the season too much. Like, they want you to play this build, so they over-buff the shit out of it. And the season, and the meta for the season is, like, already designed. Before the season even starts, you're already like, okay, well, this is definitely going to be the best build of the season. This season, I was like, okay, Wolves is definitely going to be able to keep up, but there were several bugs with it. And then they buffed Pulverize again on the last patch, and they didn't bug fix anything with the Wolves. So Pulverize is kind of set there at the top spot. Especially just because it's so much more fun to play, too. Like, not compared to Wolves. Wolves is super fun to play. But I know everybody was thinking about, like, flesh render builds and stuff like that. And for me, like, those aren't really fun builds. I don't like those builds. Like, flesh render I don't like. I don't like Cataclysm. I never liked Hurricane. I never liked any, like, snapshotty builds like that. Yeah, man, I really hope they do, I hope they do a Boulder, it's such a fun build to play. I love this build. They made so many good changes to it. Like, everything that they changed to it, I had put in a request. Like, for the preseason, like, for last season, I was like, make it move to cast, all these little kind of changes, and they did it, actually. I don't think it was just because of me, obviously, but I thought it was kind of nice. It felt like I was being listened to, and that always feels nice. I think it's like a damn near perfect... Like, this build, in my opinion, is on par with, like, Rotting Lightbringer and Pulverize right now in terms of how it actually plays and how it feels. I think it's a perfectly designed build. The unique is really good. All they need to do is either... is probably buff the damage, to be honest. That's really all they need to do. And they have several ways of doing that. They can either, you know, buff up the amulet's damage... They can change Metamorphic Stone aspect to be a multiplier. That would be a massive buff to the damage. Or they could just make, or they could add like Boulder, chance for Boulder to deal double damage. There's several different ways that they could buff up the damage without actually making like significant changes to the skill itself. Where are my glyphs at? That's active. That still needs another. That needs the 46. This is good. This is good. And this is good. I really like the Sinister Tendrils board now, man. I think they did a good job. This is, for me, is way better than Ancestral Guidance. There is so much more benefit to this board. Not just the max life and armor, but the lucky hit chance over here. You get a ton of resistances and armor. Damage reduction is a big one because we're not stacking HP so much, so having as much damage reduction as possible is really nice. It's just a nice board, and it's only like 5% multiplier less than the Ancestral Guidance, unless you're using like an ultimate build like Cataclysm, but like no one's playing Cataclysm right now, I think. They definitely nerfed that skill way too much. Not a fan of the build, but they shouldn't have gutted it like that. It's too harsh. And I'm sure if I made the build, I could probably get to tier 100 with it too. But I don't know. I'd have to play it. I'd have to actually play it and sit down with the build to see if it's actually that bad. It probably isn't. Probably is still pretty powerful. But there's just so many. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that after I do my tornado build. I'll make a Cataclysm build. Because I know a lot of people like that setup. And I don't want to just, like, throw it into the trash. There's just so many more builds that are a lot more fun for me to play. And now they gutted the Mjolnir ring. I'm not running, there's no way I'm going to run Mjolnir ring on this setup. It's just too easy to build out, like, Raskill's Restore Resources. And you're getting, like, so much more damage by not running it now. Without the 100x multiplier, it's like, why would you run Mjolnir ring? You don't need all the resources. The resources aren't even necessary. And you have higher multipliers from other aspects. Vulnerability is easy to get this season with your Heraldric spell. It's not necessary. Or you could just get vulnerability, like a chance to apply vulnerability on your gloves or something like that. But the Heraldric spell works perfectly. Like this, I really wish, and I did make a request to the devs. I was like, you know, can you guys lower the cooldown on the Celestial Surge spell? It's like so ridiculously high. 11.2 seconds, just say 12 seconds. It's like, why is that so high versus all the other spells being like 5 seconds, 7 seconds? It should definitely be like 5 or 6 second cooldown. It's probably the coolest looking Heraldric spell we have this season. And I'd love to run it on every single setup I have. Just because of the utility of the pool. Like, it's so nice to get that pool out and not rely on something like the Kree Rune. One of these days, one of these amulets is going to be good. Max life. Trash, trash, trash. Once we start hitting like 1 point per glyph level, we'll up our tier level. And I have to do some glyph leveling on my Lightning Storm, and I want to do some Infernal Horde on my Lightning Storm. I need a way better pair of gloves, though. My aesthetic wraps are absolutely, like, they're not absolutely garbage, but they're not that great. I'd like to get a really good pair of aesthetic wraps. It's so unfortunate that all of the best GA uniques that I've gotten are builds that I don't really want to make right now. Like, I have a really nice Stoneburst totem. Just, it's 4 GA, 19x, you know, like 19.5 or 19 multiplier or whatever. I don't want to make Stoneburst. It's like the least interesting Earth skill that we have. Boulder's way cooler, Landslide's way cooler, you know. It's like those are way more fun to play. At least in my opinion. I love playing this setup, man. I don't think in all the seasons that it's been out that I've ever gotten tired of playing it. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, the sound design on the Earth skill builds is so nice. Like, even Pulverize, when you get that nasty overpower and the bear, like, roars from the overpower, it's like, so satisfying. And Landslide is, like, probably, in my opinion, the best sounding skill that we have. And it's even, like, that's why I want to do a pass on, like, Trample Slide builds, man. Trample Slide is probably the coolest. It's definitely the coolest mobility skill we have. Like, I'd even take Trample Slide over Shred, and I know a lot of people love Shred. But Trample Slide is so... It just... All those pillars, like in a giant line just going off, it's crazy. And it's so sad that Trample Slide has not been touched. Like, that build is so good. It is such a fun build. You're just moving all over the place. It's sad to see that build not get a little bit of love. And I really hope that they do. I hope they come back through next season and they hope they just, like, buff the shit out of it. Like, they did a good job this season with actually making really good adjustments to fun Druid builds. Pulverize has been a lot of fun to play. Wolves has been a lot of fun to play. Every single Druid build I'm pretty satisfied with currently. Like, Lightning Storm is fun. Tornado's breaking 100. Everything is pretty solid. But there's still a few builds out there that are just so much fun to play and haven't been thought about. And Trample Slide is probably like... Now they've touched on Pulverize and buffed that up. I think Trample Slide would be like the next one in line that I think would really make the overall Druid community super happy. Because that build is so much fun. So much fun. Even for me as a controller player, like, I love that build. I won't play it when I'm fighting Lilith. I will not do a Lilith kill with Trample Slide because I will die. I will most certainly trample into the outer ring of the fight, and my Druid will die, but everything else is a ton of fun. I think my plan right now is to finish this up, finish up my Lightning Storm, make a Tornado build, and then I might actually go ahead and make a Landslide build just to test it out. I like the Earthbreaker ring. They did a good job designing that unique. I think it just needs a little bit extra, like, something added to it. Once they fix the bug with the Nature's Fury and Storm Slide, where extra landslide pillars were proccing Lightning Storm, it kind of fell off pretty hard. Not that it was terrible after that, but it definitely it kind of showed like a lot of the weaknesses of the ring. Maybe they could make a cool unique for Trample Slide. Or just make a really cool unique, or, well, not really, they don't need to make a new unique for Landslide. Maybe they could redesign the Earthbreaker ring to make it more effective for all versions of like landslide pillars. Instead of just being landslide pillars that you cast, maybe it affects every landslide pillar or something like that. Even ones that you just, you know, that proc off of your aspects, things like that. And all Shred needs is like one more tag. Like Shred is one tag away from being like an S tier build. If they just added the Storm tag when you use Stormclaw like everybody's asking them to do, it would pretty much solve that. Oh, no, no, no. This is definitely not better than Pulverize. This is not better. Pulverize is definitely the top tier build of the season. This is probably like a solid B tier build, and Pulverize is like S tier, easy S tier build, best build that we currently have. But it's fun. It's fun, and it will clear all of the tier 4 content, but it is not better than Pulverize. Yeah, I agree on that one. Shred needing a bit more AoE. I definitely agree with that. That's one of the things that I was saying the other day. I was like, if they gave Shred a bit more AoE, and I think what was it, AoE, and maybe gave us a more reliable pull mechanic, because Shred depends so heavily on grouping. And you want to have the Zan and you want to have the Quas rune so you can maximize your damage, so you don't really have any room for Kree. If they had a more reliable pull mechanic in the Druid class, like, they need to definitely tune up Cyclone. I feel like Cyclone, it was nice that they gave us the pull with Cyclone, but the pull is pretty trash. Like, it needs, that pull needs to be more like the Kree rune pull, like whatever they gave Spiritborn. It needs to really pull enemies in, especially because you need to invest in it. Like, you have to put skill points, you have to slot it on your bar, you have to give it some tempers just to make it have a bigger effective range, things like that. And I like the fact that I'm seeing people run like Agilwolf, where you get a little bit more AoE with the fourth hit. But I can't run that. I'm not running that in hardcore. That shit'll get me killed. I need damage reduction either from Wildheart Boots or from Tybalt's Will. Like, I gotta have some damage reduction. I can't run around without that damage reduction. That is not a functional build in my opinion. I feel like even people who play like casually running Agilwolf would just, like, they would die a lot. I think what they could do, you know, maybe even to give it more AoE, instead of like doing anything crazy with the skill, maybe they could rework it with rework the waxing give as passive. Like you don't really need the crits. Maybe maybe you could give it like a crazy AoE or something like that. Yeah, definitely. See, that's in my opinion, one of the weaknesses of the crone staff. You gotta have that shard of Virathil would change everything. If you could run the shard with the staff, it would immediately make that 10 times better. And it's still a strong build this season. It's still doing quite well, better than ever before. But that two-hand, man, making it a two-hand is really painful. Oh, bro. Shred, I just do this. I'll just take, swap this here. And swap this into, where's my, come here. There it is. I'll just do metamorphosis. That way I don't need a target to run to. That's part of what I put in my guide. See, now we're moving. Now we're heading the right direction with speed. I just have to tune up the build a little bit more with my items. I'm not quite there yet, but I don't think I'll go too crazy min-maxing it, just because I don't want to spend too much time on each and every build. It takes forever to get these setups set in hardcore. I make a new character for every single one because the armory really doesn't benefit me. I don't want to like lose a character and have all of my builds set up in that armory, and you know, it's like, okay, well now I have to make a new character. So I end up making a new character for every build. Bang. Yeah, that bro, I'm bummed. I hope they fix it. I've reported it. I've reported to the devs. I talk to the community manager all the time, like as much as I can, and I report every little thing that I find out. And yeah, man, wolves is crazy. Like I'm speed farming T85s, no problem, with like minimal min maxing on my gear. It's literally nothing. Wolves is super nice. Super duper. I'll swap over to my wolves build once I run out of this instant and elixir, and I'll just show you like how crazy that build is actually popping off. this season. It was my, like I said, it was my top pick for the season. But then they, but then there were bugs, and then they buffed Pulverize again. And I was like, oh well, damn, never mind. It's definitely not gonna be the top build anymore. Like, I was actually pretty excited to play Wolves this season. Dang, I hate vampires, bro. Fucking vampires, man. They just like run away all the time. They spread out. Even when you have good crowd control and you can pull them in, they still like run away very fast or teleport away. Hate vampires. Yeah, but I love that Metamorphosis, man. Metamorphosis is really good with my Tybalts, too. Just keeps it up constantly, keeps up the constant unstoppable. All right, we'll bump it up some. We'll go like the, we'll see how a 70 feels. I'm fairly confident that if I make a few adjustments to my gear, yeah, they really need to change the double cast Boulder to double damage Boulder. There's no point to have double cast Boulder. Stormcrows, hey, they have an entire aspect for it. The only thing they really need to do there, bro, is like Storm Companion Pants should automatically make all of your companion skills lightning skills. It's called Storm Companion Pants, not Storm Wolf Pants. And I have no idea why they just made it where it affects wolves. And keep the amount of ranks that they give. Like if they gave that to all your companion skills, that high amount of ranks, and then you had your crows, your ravens doing lightning damage already, then they could change that aspect to something that actually buffs all of your companion abilities. It just seems like such a weird separation, like for your companion pants not to affect all of your companions like your pack leader does. Your pack leader, every other aspect of it except for wolves attack speed, it should be companion attack speed, and it should be companion skill ranks, and it should also give you lightning damage with all of your companions. Like, I don't know how they would make that function with, I'm not sure how they would make that work out too well with your poison creeper, but I don't really care. Like, make it happen. Like, the companion pants should affect every companion. And then you could make an entire companion build setup where you could probably gear your setup towards, like, more towards ravens, where you're maybe getting raven size, you know, stuff like that added to your added to your build, and it's more impactful for your build. I know the grizzly bear, bro. I don't know how long it's gonna be before we get a grizzly bear. The damn mobile game has a grizzly bear already. Like, the damn mobile game has a pet grizzly bear. Like, where's our pet grizzly bear? That should have been an ultimate like forever ago. Like, our ultimate skill devoted to a big giant grizzly bear. Or just change, or give us another companion skill that gives us a grizzly bear. Either or. I'm a big fan of the Grizzly Rage this season, so I really like it. I like the fact that you can use your companions while in Grizzly Rage. I hope that they don't, like, I hope they keep the cooldown where you can actually activate the cooldown. I can't tell you how many times I've already posted, okay? I've posted in the partner program chat. I've talked to the community manager. I'm like, They did a beautiful job. I don't care if it's a bug or not, but leave Grizzly Rage exactly like it is. Don't do anything to it. That thing is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. It is a great ultimate now. So I hope that they don't change it. I hope they don't do anything to it. I hope they don't nerf it. And give us a grizzly bear. Like, that would be dope. Maybe another companion unique that gives us a grizzly bear. Something like that. I don't know. A totem or something. Man, the lag. Wait.
It is done.
I'm sharing these items, so I always keep what I need in my inventory. I have two of these, 2 or 3 of these. I need to get I have 2 of these. I have 2 shrouds that I farmed up. I need to get a couple more for all my builds, so I don't have to constantly switch gear. That wasn't too bad, that 70. So I'll stick it out with the 70. Good night, Bubba. I love you. I'll come. Yeah, do something with certain, like, I don't know. Like, they do need to do something. What I think that they should do, in my opinion, and I've said this quite a few times, I really wish that they would remove all these crazy-ass multipliers that are in the game and just buff up the base skills enough to the point where they actually meet the, that you're not losing player power. Because I think player power is in a good spot right now. There are a few outliers, in my opinion, like obviously things that are clearing like into the 120s and stuff like that. That's a bit excessive. But overall, I think where Pulverize is at, where all of these like builds that are clearing into the 1 teens, they actually feel pretty good. It takes a little bit of time to min-max your build if you want to get that high. You actually have to try to get into tier 4. I think they did a great job nerfing overpower. I just really wish that they would do enough, like just take all these crazy multipliers on your gear, on your aspects, all over the place. Take them out. Buff up the basic skills so you don't need all of these multipliers. And then your skill ranks would be so much more valuable. That's like your primary stat would be so much more valuable. And not just that, but your overall, like, all the different aspects that don't get any play whatsoever, but are actually a lot more fun than just, random multipliers. Those would actually become more valuable because you wouldn't need the random multipliers. Now you have actually, like, really powerful skills that are dealing a decent amount of damage. And then they could just work on, like, unique changes. Like, stuff that actually transforms your build, maybe transforms the elemental damage you deal, or transforms the way the skill functions, stuff like that. Because right now, all that happens is, the only way to make an aspect or a unique item that functions well is to make it the biggest multiplier out of all the other multipliers. And that's all that happens. You just have to make everything the next big multiplier. I think a perfect example of that was when they introduced the Shroud and the Arrow of Perdition into the game. Like, everybody was running Tyrael's Might and a Harlequin Crest, and as soon as the Perdition and Shroud came into the game, just wiped those items basically off the map. Like 60x multiplier, tons of crit chance, tons of lucky hit chance, and then you have a Shroud that gives you +1 to all passives and all this crazy, crazy amounts of HP and all stats. And it's like, obviously it's a no-brainer. Like, you're not going to run anything other than that. So that's how I would personally do it, but I don't think that's how they're going to do it. Yeah, I could definitely see that style of change. I think that's not a bad idea, James. That's a pretty good idea. Hold on, I gotta get this. There we go. Whatever that spammer was putting stuff out. On a human lightning storm build. I think that you can definitely build around it. I was actually going to make a softcore character and make setups with the that helmet. I just haven't done it yet, and I don't know if I actually will until later on, like much later in the season, because I'm having such a good time with all these builds. But I think you can definitely build around it. My only issue with the helmet is the fact that you can't refresh the buff while the buff is active. And I don't think they changed that from last season. I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same. But that's a huge problem. It's like the need for the buff to fall off, and then you have to spend the time to refresh it. And that's a massive damage, that's a massive damage loss. I wish that they would change that to where you can refresh the buff as soon as it falls off. Well, not as soon as it falls off, but while you're actually inside of the buff. Oh yeah, no, I mean, I think it's good. Healthy criticism is good, man. I think having healthy criticism, if you think something sounds really interesting and you think it would work really well that way, and you're just giving a positive, constructive criticism, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I do it all the time. I've gotten in trouble though. Sometimes I might have posted a little bit too much of. I've been a little too aggressive with my language sometimes, so I have gotten in trouble a few times. But I have a deep love for the game. It's a great game, and I love PoE 2. Absolutely love PoE 2. It's probably my favorite ARPG now. I'm just waiting for them to give me my Druid already, and then I'll just be diving into PoE 2 and making builds for Druid and everything. But I love PoE 2. I love D4. I've been playing a lot of Night Rain, like Elden Ring Night Rain. Absolutely love that game. It's solid, super fun to play. I kind of want to make more content for that game. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of great things about D4 and tons of things that should be criticized. And if you're trying to give a healthy opinion on ways that you think the game could function better for the average player, then there's nothing wrong with that, bro. People just like to trash the game. That's an entirely online opinion, by the way. I just want to make that known. Like, that's an entirely online opinion, this whole D4 bad opinion. Entirely online. The game is incredibly successful. Across the board. Every single season, the game has tons of players that come back to it. The viewership on the game, even on places like Twitch, always decently high. The player count on Steam, always decently high. Better than even last Epoch or other games that only exclusively you can play on Steam. The idea that the game is bad or that people don't like the game or that it's failing, it's an entirely online opinion. Like, a lot of these people just make this content because it gets clicks and views, bro. It just gets clicks and views, and people enjoy seeing stuff like that. It validates their opinion. Makes them feel like they're correct about something. And at the end of the day, it's like, it's all subjective anyway. Like, whether you like something or don't like something. Oh, bro, the first thing I'm going to do when they put in Druid, I'm going to do a bear roll, bro. I'm going to shift into bear, and I'm rolling around the map. I don't even care if I die. I'm just going to roll around the map for like a solid half hour in bear form. Because that thing looks so freaking crazy when they were doing all of the gameplay and stuff. I was like, man, this is going to be the coolest Druid ever. I'm a little afraid. It might be a while before I come back to D4 if they bring that Druid out, bro. I love D4, don't get me wrong with that. That shit looks so tight. I cannot wait to play the Druid. But D4 has some crazy stuff coming, man. The devs have some really interesting plans for the game. You know, all for the remaining seasons before the expansion too. So I think that a lot of people, by the time the next expansion comes out for D4, if they can carry the steam from Season 8, because, I mean, people were saying Season 8 was going to be a shit season, and look at it. The season's amazing. So, well, not Season 8, but Season 9. So if they can keep the steam up from Season 9 into 10, and when, you know, that's going to be really helpful. And they're making a lot of great changes, so they have a lot of things that they're working on, and I think a lot of people are going to be pretty happy. Yeah, bro, I was just straight up playing Warrior. All I did was play Warrior. Yo, yeah, bro, Shred is popping off this season, man. It is a lot of fun. Shred is a lot of fun. It's still, in my opinion, overly reliant on Celestial Surge. I was saying earlier, I did request to the devs. I was like, hey, can you guys reduce the cooldown on Celestial Surge to like 5 or 6 seconds? Because it would make Shred like 10 times smoother in terms of playing, like your play style, if Celestial Surge could reliably pull enemies together. Because you're so reliant on that Quas and Zan rune to get your damage output, that it would really suck to lose those two runes, like one of those 2 runes to run Kree or something like that. So I'm hoping like maybe in the next patch they do adjust the cooldown for Celestial Surge, because if they do, it's going to make builds like Shred and Wolves feel like 10 times better to play. Just having that reliable pull to group all these enemies together. And it's the coolest, it's literally the coolest spell we have this season, so I'd probably run Celestial Surge if they have that cooldown on every single one of my builds. But yeah, I was just straight playing Warrior the entire time. I actually made a bunch of different Warrior builds. I was making crazy Warrior builds in hardcore. At one point, I did hit the leaderboards a few times on my while I was playing PoE 2 when it first came out. But I don't know. I just really want to play the Druid bad, and I don't want to ruin my experience with the game by like oversaturating myself playing PoE 2 on a class that I'm not really excited to play. Like, it's fun to play, but I'm not super excited about it. So it feels like I just want to wait until that Druid comes out and then relearn the game all over again and enjoy a finished, like a more finished product. And I think that's what I'm just waiting for that Druid, bro. And then I'll be doing Druid on D4 and Druid on PoE 2. And I also want them to put a hardcore solo self-found league in D4. Like, we need a solo self-found for softcore and hardcore. The duping was out of control this season. Like, all the duping in the boss mats, people duping perfect items, like, the shit was crazy. And it happened so quick. Like, it's bad every season, but this season it was insane how quick the duping kicked off. And I really feel like I don't really care how other players play. I don't care what other players do with their game. But if they can give me a way to like bypass like people who do like to engage in like RMT and duping, I'm perfectly fine with that. Especially because they don't really enforce their TOS like that. Like, they're not really trying to ban people, like actively ban a ton of people for it, which I don't care. I mean, it's their game. They can do whatever they want. But just give me a way around it. Like, let me play my hardcore solo self-found and give me all of that and let everybody else have fun with whatever they do. Yeah, I know the Witch was I couldn't play the Witch though, bro. I was like, I don't want to play the Witch. I did play the Deadeye class. I played that, and what else did I play? I didn't play the Monk too much. I only played it for like a few levels, and then I was like, it just didn't feel like it didn't have that same weight to its hits that the Warrior had. And I didn't care that the Warrior was like, the armor was shitty. Like, I didn't care the armor was shitty because I would just make some wild build that gave me shield anyway, or, you know. So it's like, but I'm pretty excited. I hope that by the time that I get back to the game, they have made so many different adjustments. Because I enjoyed the difficulty. I really did enjoy the difficulty. I'm still not fond of the slow leveling, though. Like, I know a lot of old school ARPG players love those, like, slow grinds to, like, 100. I just don't know why. I really don't understand, like, why that's so exciting for people. I like stuff that's more, you know, skill-based. Like, if you're going to have, like, leaderboards or something like that in a game, I'm never a fan of doing anything that's, like, oh, level to 100. Not that you can't have it. I would just prefer there to be, like, skill-based leaderboards that have to do with content. Not that I'll ever be the greatest at it, but that's just my preference. Like, I don't really think it's a big accomplishment to level your character all the way up. But that is, like, the traditional way of, like, how these leaderboards were constructed in D2, so I can understand how people like it. I wonder how the companions are going to be in PoE 2. I wonder how good they're going to be. Like, I played Last Epoch for like 2 minutes, and it was a decent game. I still really like the art style. It didn't really do it for me. And the combat was a bit clunky, and there were a lot of weird hitboxes and stuff. But their companions, they did a great job with. Like, their companions felt really good right off rip when I started playing. I just never could really get into the game like that. Not that it's a bad game or anything. It's obviously not, but it's just the weird art style. I never really enjoyed it. Yeah, see, like, I understand that. Like, it's like an old school ARPG, like, race to 100, who can get there the fastest, like, grind the hardest, get there the fastest. And that's cool. Like, I think that they should definitely have those types of leaderboards. It's like super nostalgic, and you know, it shows like you're grinding like crazy, you're dedicating your time to it, you got an efficient, you know, farming path and everything. I just also would like leaderboards outside of that. Something that's like more in terms of like some kind of activity players do, like endless wave mode or something like that, where you've stacked out your build correctly, you've done everything, you know, you've kind of fine-tuned all of your stats, and now you're pushing as far as you can go. And I like stuff like that. You're avoiding mechanics and you're doing all these things to kind of push yourself up higher and higher and higher. It's like, that's why I kind of miss. I like that they did the gauntlet the way that they did, even though the gauntlet wasn't well received by players, and I can understand why. I still like the fact that they tried to do something that wasn't tied to like your leveling experience. But I do think that they should. I do think they should still have that, right? I think that they should still give players like some kind of race, maybe like to Paragon 300 or something like that, right? Like, who can get to Paragon 300 the fastest? And maybe, like, cut down on the grind a little bit. Or maybe not, leave it the way it is. Because level 60 is too easy to reach, man. Level 60 is way too easy to reach. So if they could do, like, a leaderboard for, like, who can reach, you know, 300 Paragon the fastest, maybe that would be something they could add into the game. Yeah, that's true. Like, that's how I see PoE as well. Like, you play like 1 or 2 builds per season because of the grind. In D4, you can play like a ton of different builds in all of the different classes. I just love Druid so much that I just make a bunch of builds with Druid, but you can do all these different builds and classes because of the leveling experience being so fast. And the classes, in my opinion, Like, to me, they have a nice balance of like simplicity versus complexity for like the average player, or like it doesn't take too much to actually understand like how to build up your damage. There are a little, you know, few little things here or there, but usually it's like bigger multiplier, best damage. That's all there is to it. And it's really player friendly, so you can enjoy the game a lot, you know, a lot easier. You're not overly reliant on a bunch of guides or something like that. And I think that's a really good thing that they have. It's like the best games players, like the games that people play the most are like the least complex games ever. It's like like first-person shooters. People love first-person shooters. They are incredibly low in terms of complexity, but very high in terms of player skill. The player skill ceiling, right? It's like you don't have to make an overly complex game to make a fun game. You just have to make the overall like experience of playing through the game a lot of fun. And I think they did so good on this season because a lot of the uniques that they introduced to the game actually transformed the skills that they were impacting. Like Pulverize is putting out a bunch of poison puddles and splashing damage, and like I guess the Hydras are massive and they do a ton of damage. That's how unique should be designed. Like every single unique that they put in the game should always be some kind of transformative, have some kind of transformative effect on what the skill does, right? Like it should always have that, and there shouldn't be just these like generic like multiplicative damage buckets that are added through these uniques. Because that never really feels good. It's like, okay, I'm playing this skill, it looks exactly the same, does the same exact thing, and it does a little more damage. It's like, that's not really exciting. That's why I was like, I would like to see them rework some of the older uniques, like Earthbreaker, stuff like that, to really see if they can push it into a different direction, make it more transformative, make it impact Landslide in a greater way without actually, like, you know, going too crazy in terms of like adding multipliers to the item. Just do something different with it. Make it where you get like a crazy ass amount of Landslide procs or something like that, you know. I think the only thing that I would probably change about like the Rotting Lightbringer is the the floor of the multiplier versus the ceiling. Like getting a 4GA Rotting Lightbringer and it having like 500x instead of like 600 is pretty crazy. I feel like the difference between the lowest low roll and the highest of the high rolls is way too much. They seem to always have that problem though. They always add these things in and they give them these wild ranges that they can roll with. Like even the Dolmenstone Amulet is like 30 to 50, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you think about it, it's 10 times 30 to 50. You know what I'm saying? It's like whatever you're getting is actually 10 times that value. It only works from my understanding. The last time I tested it out, the last time I looked at patch notes, when they actually addressed the Earthbreaker ring, when they fixed the bug with it, it only works with Landslide pillars that you directly cast. So it doesn't work with Trample Slide. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like 4GA should roll max. Like if you get lucky enough to get a 4GA item, it should roll max. It shouldn't even be like anywhere near the like a 500. Like if I get a 4GA Running Lightbringer, it should be so close to it. The lowest it should roll is like 580. Period. Like the lowest it should roll is like 580. It should be like a 50-50. You get 580 or you get 600. That's what you get. I'm fine with there being like some like, you know, maybe you're a little off or not of having the perfect one, but like 500 to 600, that's crazy work, bro. That's like insanity. Like even this, if I was to get a 4GA Dolmen Stone Amulet and it rolled at a 30, bro, that is a massive damage loss. I mean, because it counts towards 10 boulders. So you have to actually, you know, you multiply that out. It's like a 200x difference. The old Fist of Fate. I like that they changed that to giving vulnerability. Like, look at that. Total armor and resource cost reduction. I'm never going to get a good amulet this season. Never. It's just not in the cards for me. All right, let's go real quick. I'm going to swap over to my wolves. And I'm going to just show you guys how fast that thing is going. Like, it's so good. I'm sure you already know. If you checked, plenty of people have ran wolves. Like, and the crazy part is just how simple the build is. That's what I love the most about it. Just how simple the build is. Oh, this is a shitty dungeon too. Just blows through stuff. Yeah, it just needs to have more interactions, I think. If they made it where Earthbreaker had a ton of interactions with all the landslides you can proc, even ones you don't directly cast, I think that would immediately make that unique field 10 times better. I gotta get a really good pair of Storm Companion pants. I need like the GA to damage reduction and GA to pack leader boon. Right now, this one has GA to wolves and GA to wolves attack speed. That pack leader boon will be so good, and I really don't want to swap out of these pants until I get a nice GA to the damage reduction. And I hate these pits like this pit level. It's not fun. Vampires and these stupid soldiers and these specific maps. Because usually I'll have to backtrack. There's not enough enemies to get the portal pop up. I already feel like I'm gonna have to backtrack. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Oh yeah, the necro. Oh yo, I seen that. I seen that. Somebody was talking about that. Necro can't direct their minions. Like, it's so weird, bro. How did that happen? How did the necros not be able to direct their minions? That's so funny. Someone dropped the ball on that one. Give it like 2 more seasons and necros will be able to direct their minions, okay? 2 more seasons. I mean, technically, though, skeletons don't have brains. So it's like maybe they can't communicate via, like, telepathy. What am I saying? Fucking stuttering. See, this is what I mean by Celestial Surge needs to be 5 to 6 seconds. Imagine if you just constantly, you're getting these Celestial Surge procs, you can keep your buffs up, you're grouping enemies faster, like 11.2 seconds? Come on now. No one cares about the damage. I would rather do 0 damage and give me the utility of the pool consistently than, you know, be 11.2 seconds. And all I'm doing right now is I'm holding down HAL and holding down the wolves button on my controller, and then pressing ravens every now and again. Like every time I see a pack of enemies, I press ravens. That's all I'm doing. I'm not like I'm not like some master at the controller or anything. I'm just holding buttons. Your mages are just going everywhere, but where you want them to go. That's funny. Well, just, you know what? If you want to play a real build, a real companion build, just play Druid. Who needs a pale-faced necromancer? You know what I'm saying? We need Druids anyway. Spirit born. You know, it's funny, the Druids' energy, you know, our resources are called Spirit. And then there's a class called Spirit Born. We're like the daddies of like the Spirit Born class. So it's kind of nice. We're the papas. They were bored of our essence. Yeah, just imagine if the alpha aspect was working the way it's supposed to. And I just had a bunch of big-ass werewolves jumping all over the place. That's exactly what this build should be. Big werewolves killing demons. That's all we need to see. And it's fairly tanky. Like, it's fairly tanky. I mean, you can't go crazy trying to tank stuff. But it does the job. And bosses just die. Like, bosses just literally melt into the ground. Most likely, like, I don't think it would be a crazy damage buff. Like, I don't think it would be like a crazy damage buff. But it would be substantial enough to notice. Oh my god. My youngest sounds like a banshee. He's going crazy today. He's cutting teeth, I think. He smacked himself in the eye with a drink canister today. Looked at me like I was the perpetrator of the whole skate. I was like, bro, I didn't even know how you did that. He like whipped it out of the cup holder at such a speed, and he popped himself right in the eye. Well, I was like, bro, I couldn't save you from that. And you like whipped that cup out of there so fast. Honestly, I'd probably be speedrunning 90s if I had a good amulet, bro, to be honest. Like, my amulet's not bad, but it is nowhere near what I need it to be. If I had the, like, good, like a perfect set of Storm Companion pants and a crate. What's going on with this guy? Is he stuck? Yeah, he was probably stuck up on the railing or something. If I had a perfect set of Storm Companion pants and a really good amulet, I'd be blowing through 90s. I just wish Druid wasn't so reliant on a good amulet. I really wish that they would, I don't know, maybe they need to adjust the amount of affixes that you can get on your amulets or something like that, because I feel like every single season it's just like, am I going to get a good amulet? Yeah, that's how I am. I'm like, I think one season maybe I've had a really good amulet. Not to say that I don't get like a GA2 in Venom. I've had a few, like, I have one this season that's a GA2 in Venom. But the problem is, like, the other GAs are just not, like, not other GAs, but the problem is the other affixes. It's like there's usually one affix that's completely trash that I'm not going to have, that I can't roll off because I'm rolling off, you know, it's like I have two trash affixes. I can only get rid of one. So I have the GA in Venom, but I'm missing, like, a whole passive. I'd have to look at this amulet. I think I have Call of the Wild. I think I have, like, two, it might be a complete passive amulet. But I don't think it's, like, the passives that I need. I think it's, like, Quick Shift and Call of the Wild and Willpower. Which isn't bad, but I need Toxic Claws, Call of the Wild, and Venom. And I would really prefer, like, Toxic Claws or Venom to be the GA. Dear God, this is... Man, I really don't like vampires, bro. Yeah, it's just so... Like, our Amulet slot is so polluted with passives. And most of them are terrible. And we're only looking for, like, now we're only looking for, you know, two consistently, and that's in Venom and Toxic Claws. Let's see, what do I have? I think I have, yeah, Willpower and Venom, Call of the Wild. No GAs on it, though. So, I mean, that's a pretty massive amount of damage. Like, just having Toxic Claws with a GA would give me, like, almost a 100x multiplier. Not a bad amulet, just not really good. Like, not that solid. And then I have a good weapon, but I need to get that triple crit into Wolvesdale double damage. And then, obviously, my Storm Companion pants, that Pack Leader boon, having a GA there with the damage reduction. Like, the perfect one would be Wolves, damage reduction, Pack Leader boon GAs. I don't really care about the Wolves attack speed. And obviously, if I could just get a 4 GA one, that'd be perfect. But that just having the damage reduction would be nice. Just so that way I would feel a little bit more tanky. So if I had the damage reduction, I would pop off this I would pop off the Herodic Crest jewel here and run the Scornful Light one that gives you the multiplier. I just do not want to add any chance for my character to die without having that GA pair of pants. Because there's so much damage reduction you're getting from the Herodic Crest right now with the extension of the caps and everything. Let me see. Can I pick up any easy? No, there's nothing really super easy out there for me to jump at. See if I could pick up like a Tree of Whispers cache. I've gotten pretty lucky this season on a few of my triple crits. It didn't take me, it didn't take me anything like substantial to get them. But it's usually on something that's like not as not as significant as like an amulet with, triple crit to like Envenom or triple crit to Toxic Claws. It's usually something like, ranks to a skill. Something like that. Something where it's not really going to amp your damage up to any significant degree that will help you push into high tier pits. It's still nice to get, though. It's still nice to have. Like, having that triple crit to Nature Magic cooldown on my Dolmen Stone, it's super nice to have. But it's like not being a 50 out of 50 on the passive. It's like I'm going to have to get another amulet at some point that's better than the one that I have so I can max out my multiplier. And I'm going to have to crit that all over again. And then I'll probably spend like $1 billion gold trying to get that to crit. Same thing with my Shred build. I have a totem. I triple crit the chance for Shred to deal double damage. But it's like now I have a second totem that's better than the one I currently have with 2 GAs on it. And I have to triple crit it all over again. It's like, And I still haven't found a Shroud with GA to all stats. I'd like to get that. I'd like to get a GA to attack speed, Ring of Starless Skies. Yeah, I think they're going to do something about the masterworking sooner, though. Like, sooner rather than later. I think enough people have said enough things about it that I think that they'll probably do something about the masterworking pretty soon. I mean, pretty much everybody has said, like, why is it not like a stair-step system where it's like, okay, you get your crit at rank 4 that you're looking for, cool. Then if you need to reset it, it only drops down to rank 4. And then once you get your crit on rank 8, you're good. Then it only resets down to rank 8 when you're trying to get the triple crit. And then when you finally get that third crit, you're good, right? It's like you're, instead of resetting it all the way back to 0, you're just resetting it back one masterwork crit at a time. And that would solve... And see, here's the thing with that kind of system. It's good in 2 ways. One, they could decrease the amount of materials that drop. So you wouldn't care because your player power would increase gradually, right? The problem with the current Masterwork system is not just the fact that it takes so much in terms of resources, which I think they did a good job this season with Obdicite, Forgotten Souls, all that stuff. I think they did a good job. But it's the fact that you literally have to reset it all the way back to 0, which can be a massive damage loss. And then you're starting back over again. So it's like you're punished twice. Yeah, I mean, everybody said that. Like, almost every single person I know of that, makes content for D4, I see it all the time. Like, in, people who play the game consistently, they're always saying, like, this would be a way better way to do it. But it's just like, you know, sometimes people have a different, like, they have a different vision for what the game should play like. And you gotta, you know, I understand that. I do understand that. It's like, and I do respect, one thing I do respect is when you have a vision for the game, like you have something in your head that you don't let too many people influence how you change something, because a lot of times, you know, people can say they want something until they're, you know, blue in the face, but then you give it to them and then they're unhappy. They're like, oh, this is not as, you know, you give it to them and then they're really unhappy with the change. Or more players are unhappy than that are, you know, with the change than there are that are happy, right? And it's really good to have a solid vision, but I think with stuff like that, it's, I don't know, I feel like that's almost obvious. It's too much of a pain point, and people have said it season after season. It's too much of a pain point. I don't even want to like min-max my gear. Only a small fraction of the players actually want to min-max their gear perfectly. I personally don't. I'm fine with like not having the best gear in the game. I don't ever aspire to make a character perfect. Yeah, for real. Like that was a good change, man. Making Legion events. There's a lot of really good things that you know. One thing that I was that I really wish they would do with Undercity is either one, make it where you can crunch multiple tributes into one run, because I have like a ton of tributes and I just don't want to run them all. Either make it where you can crunch multiple tributes into one run, or make the Undercity like the escalation keys where you can just teleport right into the next Undercity, where you're just like if I need to farm 80 tributes, just let me teleport into the next one and let me finish it and then get into the next one. Like, don't make me go through several loading screens to go to town, then to put a tribute in, then to go back into the, it's like, just let me just farm them like crazy if I have to. They have a lot of really interesting, you know, content. That another thing I really hope they do a pass on soon is the Cathedral, man. I feel like Cathedral was such good multiplayer content, but it never felt rewarding enough to try to put that many, like, put players together to grind that content. And I feel like the Cathedral should be like, I feel like that should be everything. Like, you should be able to get every item in the game there or something like that. It just needs to be super popular, because it's really good content. Like, I feel like they balanced it out correctly. It's not too difficult. It's not too easy. You have to work together. You have to communicate. But I just never really want, you know, I don't want to play it because it's like I can do any other activity and get more for my time. I like the fact that you need multiple players too. I hope they don't change that. I feel like it's good to have multiplayer content. It's just multiplayer content needs to be like, especially in-game content, needs to be really rewarding for players to actually engage with it. Like Undercity content, yeah, I mean, I'm down for more difficulty. I'm fine if it's a little more difficult. Absolutely. Like, I have no issue. Throw a little bit more difficulty in there. I'll get past it anyway. You know, it's definitely not going to stop me from doing the content. I don't really know. I haven't done Starless Skies or anything like that, but I don't know how would it be really a big buff? I mean, I'm getting +1 to I'm getting a ton of companions out of it. I don't think it would be a buff. Like Moonrage, I'm getting a lot of extra wolves. So it's like I'm getting the multiplier from the wolves, and I'm getting the damage that they deal when I use the active skill. Plus more ranks to wolves, which isn't that big of a deal, but you know. And then I'd also have to keep up the Starless Skies stacks too with Shred. And then I have resource. I'd have to get like resource management and everything for that. Like, look how many wolves I have. I have 7. What is it, 7? Yeah, seven of them. I don't think it would be an upgrade because you get multiple. What is Moon Rage again? Yeah, you get 3 ranks plus 3 wolves. Well, with the 3 wolves, you have shepherds, which gives you 60. It gives you, what is that? 78 multiplier with the extra 3 wolves. Plus, you get the damage from the active. That's the bigger part. It's like you're getting 3 extra hits off of your wolves' active ability. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the multiplier. I don't think you're really getting as much of a multiplier. You don't need the crit, you don't need the attack speed, the core skills doesn't do anything for you. The lucky hit chance you don't really need because you get so much everywhere else. I don't even know. That would be a little clunky, too. Are you factoring in, like, the shepherds? Because I think you'd actually have a smaller multiplier, actually. Yeah, but you get more wolves attacking with your active. That's like you're almost doubling your damage with your active because you have more wolves. Like if I have 4 wolves attacking with an active and they each have their own different damage, you know, instance versus 7 wolves attacking and they each have their own different damage instance for Moon Rage. I think shepherds would be actually a pretty massive damage loss. I mean, not shepherds, but Ross. I think that would be a pretty big damage loss. Well, it's not really small. Yeah, I love the fact they brought back Astaroth, too. I like the boss fight in general. Yeah, it's not really small. I mean, it's no smaller. It's actually bigger than Ring of Starless Skies. The multiplier is bigger than Ring of Starless. Like 3 companions with a 2-hand, with shepherds on a 2-hand, is a bigger multiplier than Ring of Starless Skies. Because it's 26 per companion. So you have 3 extra companions. That's 78x versus 50x from Ring of Starless Skies. And then you also have the damage instances that your wolves deal damage. You have like double the damage instances from your base wolves. So I don't think that would work out to be. Why wouldn't you count it like that? Like it's a it's a multiplier, and then you're also getting the damage from the wolves themselves. The added damage from the active skill from the wolves when you cast it, right? There's not like a hard cap to the multiplier. It's not like it caps off at anything. It's and you're also getting the active damage from the extra 3 wolves. Like, I don't even think people who run Shred on their companion build are even using Shred to do anything at a certain point, right? It's just on their bar at that point. They're just casting wolves. But the wolves also deal damage. That's the only thing that I think you're not factoring in, is that the wolves themselves, like, you're getting the damage from the wolves themselves too, right? So you're getting 3 more instances of your active skill damage. And I pretty much always have them up, like the lucky hit. Like, the lucky hit chance isn't really a factor. Like, I'm definitely not opposed to trying it out, but I don't know if it would work out as well as having Moon Rage. I gotta swap gear over from this guy to do my Lightning Storm. Oy vey, the lag. I need a better pair of gloves. Yeah, I'll try it out. I mean, I'm definitely gonna. I'll try it out and see if it feels any better. I will give it a shot. What am I missing on here? Idle from below. I gotta make sure I swap these correctly. So that way I'm not... Yeah, I don't really need that with... You know, it's like I'm already moving at max movement speed. I'm already, like, moving around the map super fast. And because I play with controller, it's not like a super big difference. It's like a big difference on how fast I move. Like if I could direct shred a lot better if I play like mouse and keyboard maybe. But the max movement speed is pretty good. Let me go pick up this Tree of Whispers on the Undercity real fast. Like a tribute. Do I have my tributes with me? Yeah, I do. Boy, the lag, boy. I will run the Rosk with my companion build and see if it does anything better. I will definitely give it a shot. Honestly, if they would just fix the aspect of the alpha, I would just run that. I would just be running that instead. Hopefully they hit that on like a patch like next week or something. Or maybe even this week. Probably not, though. But maybe next week. So I'd much rather be running around with, like, werewolves. Than regular wolves. And then I could also use Lust for Carnage, which would be nice. Probably run like a couple pits with this and a few Infernal Hordes. Yeah, I really wish they would just fix that, man. If they fix that, it's like... that would probably send up wolves like at least, what, maybe 2, 3, 4 pit tiers? Like, it'd be crazy. And also, I'm fairly certain, but maybe you know better than I, are the anomalies, the cosmic anomalies, actually working with the shepherd's aspect? When I was trying to test it, it didn't seem like they were adding any damage. And then I was also told that by several people that it was also bugged. I didn't see any damage increase whatsoever from the cosmic anomalies. Let me do a couple Infernal Hordes. Yeah, that's what I was getting, and I'm like, why? Like, that's a huge amount of multiplicative damage we're missing there, too. So it's like, I thought, see, I definitely thought Wolves was going to be the top Druid build this season. And then found out, like, Cosmic Anomalies wasn't working, and the active version of the Alpha aspect wasn't getting the multiplier. And it's like, and then they buff Pulverize, and I was like, well, at least it's a solid number 2 spot. But I feel like if they would just fix some of the bugs, because it was supposed to actually function with your companions, because of everything being a summoning tag now. And, you know what I mean? Like, they had made that change, I think, last season, where they made all of your companions and minions basically summons now. So if those two things actually worked the way that I think they're supposed to work, at least, I feel like companions would gain so much ground. Like Wolves companions, at least. Because then you could just run the anomalies off bar, like on something like Cyclone, or something you're not going to use, and you would constantly have those 5 extra companions. You don't really need the added utility from your, I mean, I don't know, the execute's kind of okay. I feel like the value people put a lot of value in the execute, and I don't really feel like it's as valuable. It's like, hey, what's up? How you doing, Harry? How you doing, brother? And yes, I'm still playing D4, baby. I'm still playing it. And I'm patiently waiting for the Druid to come to PoE2. I'm patiently waiting. I'm really desperate for it to happen already. Because I'm pretty excited to tackle that game again. But not getting the Druid has been pretty sad. So laggy, bro. Golly. The mad scientist. Man, they gotta buff up the spires. Like, at least masses, as terrible as they are, they at least die immediately. Like, you have to stand inside of the spire. Yeah, I mean, you know, I started making some content with like, I started making content with Night Rain, Elden Ring Night Rain, but then the season popped off. But like I said, as soon as Druid comes, as soon as Druid drops, I'm gonna be playing Druid like crazy in PoE 2. And I think I also need to make like, this is D4, brother. I also think I need to make like more general content, like, you know, gold farm guide, or, you know, X, Y, or Z guide for like general things in the game, instead of just sticking to just doing like the class that I play. I think that would help out too. I'm not on Kick though, but I've been thinking about going and multi-streaming on Kick. Maybe doing like Kick, YouTube, and Kick, YouTube, and X. Like, Twitch is okay, but Twitch has a lot of like solicitation. It's not until you like get pretty, you know, pretty big audience that kind of tapers off. Yeah, I streamed over there for a little while. I did stream over there for a little while early on, and I actually kind of liked it. Like the people that would come in, they would have conversation. You know, it wasn't just like, "Hey, bro, what do you? This is a cool looking game." Yeah. Oh, yeah, cool. This is great. Hey, do you want me to make you some shit for your channel? Because it looks boring. It's like, I don't actually. I don't want you to make shit for my channel. I'm fine with it looking boring. Okay? And I don't want to give you my credit card information. Like, that's not what I want to do. YouTube's pretty good, and X is pretty good. But yeah, I've been thinking about maybe doing Kick. I have an account and everything already. So, and I stream through OBS anyway, right? I don't use the Twitch, I don't use the Twitch deal that they have. Oh, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I'm aware of all the drama on I'm aware of all the drama on Twitch, man. Shit is crazy. I'm aware of their upper management too. It's like I literally talked with Elon about it. Like I was man, there was a minute there. I was like, bro, you should buy Twitch, bro. Like fucking buy that place. They are crazy. Like but wasn't in the cards. Couldn't, you know, they wouldn't give it to him. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kick doesn't have the best reputation either, to be honest. I don't know what streaming platform has like a really good reputation. But I guess it doesn't matter, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you're just streaming your content. It's not about, you know... I guess having a platform that doesn't curate the content as, you know, they curate as less as humanly possible is a good thing. It's like allowing people to express themselves in different ways. It's all good, you know, as long as it's not breaking the law, I guess. Which happens anyway. Like, yeah, I mean that's you know what, you're definitely not lying on that one. It definitely is. It definitely is. At the end of the day, like if you can make a good amount of money from doing what you're doing, that's always going to be nicer than not, of course. But if you can build a decently wholesome community along the way of like-minded individuals who have robust conversation and disagreement politely, you know, of course, it's like that's kind of nice too. Oh no, I mean, I'm not like I don't care, like they should care. I think it's a good, like, to a certain degree, that I think it's good that a platform doesn't try to curate the content, right? It's fine to have like moderation, of course, like you want to make sure no one's doing anything crazy on your platform, any law breaking going on your platform. But like as far as like people, you know, having certain political leanings or something like that, I think that type of curation is kind of ridiculous. Like people should be able to kind of speak their mind as long as they're keeping it to a certain, you know, they're keeping to I would say, I don't even know, I'm a big free speech guy, so it's like I really don't care if someone says something really bad. Like it just, you know, that just shows me the type of person they are. So I kind of like it. Like I like when people expose themselves. So I'm not really, you'll never see me talk about, you'll never see me want to ever censor people in terms of their speech. So even if I don't like it, because freedom of speech isn't about what the speech that you like, it's about the speech that you don't like. Everybody can protect something they enjoy. But it's more about the things that you don't enjoy. Yeah, I might try out a couple streams over there again. Like I might do a couple streams. Like I said, I have a kick. I just don't advertise it right now. So I'll probably do a couple streams. I just need to have a better streaming schedule. Oh, I just swapped over to my lightning storm. It is a Boulder and lightning storm stream, okay? Yeah, leaving them behind, but I'm gonna come back to them. I'm just getting a little bit of gold. That's all I'm doing. Which, by the way, you can do now in pits. In my opinion, it's probably the best way to farm gold when you're when you're not like trading. Because I don't really care to trade. I like to just do everything by myself. Want to buy Bach. Everybody wants to buy Bach because everybody wants to craft a shroud. They need to get rid of shroud. They need to get rid of shroud and air perdition. The items are just way too powerful. Like every season since they introduced those items, it's always perdition, always shroud. No. I'm playing a lightning storm build right now. We're doing lightning storm. I just swapped my wolves over because I was just looking at my wolves. Showing just how fast that build is this season. Such a good build. And then I guess I'll have to go back and try the Ring of Starless Skies on my wolf setup just to see if it's like a big damage increase. But I do have to build out some spirit generation because I don't have much in there at all, actually. I don't know if I can... I don't know. I don't know if I could be tanky enough to set that up. Maybe I could. I just need to get a better pair of pants. And I can run... Well, I don't know. I'm running Direwolf anyway, so... Frost, Direwolf, that's... Should be okay. No, I'll show you my Boulder build. I'll show you what that looks like. Let me just do this horde real quick, and I'll swap back over. You know what? I think I'll try to do a kick stream tomorrow, Harry. I think you talked me into it. I think I would try to do a kick stream tomorrow. It'll be a little bit late like tonight, but I think I'll try to do it. Oh yeah, same name, bro. gonna be the same name everywhere. I wonder if I have a couple followers. I'd have to look and see. I had a couple followers there. I did. I was building up. I had a small, like, I think 11 or 12. I was really rolling in followers at that point in time. You know what game I was playing? What was it? The game I was playing at the time was what's the shooter, like the Dark Souls like shooter, the Souls like shooter? God, what's it called? Nice. Woo, 7, boy. I'm gonna be, boy, them dollars are gonna be rolling in. They're gonna be rolling in. Yeah, my littlest one. Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. He's 1.5 now. And my my oldest, he's 5, 5.5. He's a big boy too. Oh, I don't think that, my man. You don't have to. I don't. I was like, hey, bro, I'm not that kind of guy, just so you know. I know, bro. Yeah, they're my little monsters. My littlest one was just having a hard time today. He was, he wanted to be underneath his mama all day long. Just all day long under his mama. And he would cry and cry and cry. She was cooking dinner earlier, and he was just like trying to go by the, like, get up under by the stove. It's like, bro, chill out. I went out there and held him and let him just chill out for a second. He's a big mommy's boy. Oh my god, what are these options? It's just terrible options. I was saying earlier, he was he really likes these juices, these little crystallite juices that we'll mix up, this fruit punch flavor. And my wife had a thermos of that specific flavor of crystallite, and he whipped that damn thing out of the cup holder. He whipped it was a decent sized thermos. He whipped that damn thing out of the cup holder and smacked himself right in the eye. Got a little shiner underneath his eye. I was like, Jesus, bro. He gonna get us in trouble over here. I think this is crazy. Like, poked himself in the eye with a like right below his eye with a straw. Have you played Night Rain yet? Or do you like Elden Ring games? Like, do you like those type of games? Oh no, he's not in. Thankfully, he's not in school yet. He's only 1. Oh. No. kids, we are the teachers we have for like even our oldest boy. They're pretty understanding. They don't, because he's rough, man. He's rough. So that kid gets into all kinds of stuff. He likes to climb everywhere and do all kinds of stuff. It's a standalone. It's like a drop-in. You drop in, you do like an entire map. You fight like tons of bosses and stuff. And then everything like culminates into a big boss fight with like a really tough boss at the end. It's super fun. Like, it's super fun. I was having so much fun on it. Like, I'm definitely going to make more content for that game. Like builds and stuff, but it is so good. It's like everything that makes Elden Ring good condensed into like a 30-minute map cycle where you're just killing bosses and doing like, you know, going place to like as fast as you can, going from place to place to place, building up buffs on your character, picking up weapons, upgrading stuff. Almost like a co-op battle royale map where you're, you know, it's like a PvE. I don't know what you would call it. Like it's like a kind of like a battle royale setting where you're dropping into a map, into a random place, but you know you're not actually fighting people. You're working together with like 2 other people, or you can do it solo, which I was doing a lot solo. Yeah, well, it's faster leveling, and you level cap at 15, and it has classes too. So like you're not building out your character stats by yourself. All you're doing is like building out weapon sets, and then the way you build your class is through relics. You get these relics. They all have random additions that apply to your character, random passives that will apply to your character, whether it be added damage or some kind of survivability or something like that. It's super simple, but it is a lot of fun. And there is a best way of building out damage and stuff, but it's kind of boring. It's like, you know, you get like this. There's a passive that you can get on your relic called initial attack damage, which increases obviously the first hit of your combo. And all you do is like block spam and hit enemies with your initial attack, and it does a ton of damage. But it's so boring to play. It's so boring to play, and it honestly takes all the fun out of the game, in my opinion. Like it gives you the most damage, but it's not fun. So I don't build like that. But it's a lot of fun. It makes me miss like the old Xbox days where you had no when there wasn't a party system and you had to have like open mics and talk shit to everybody. Because I'd be like, this game would be so perfect. It would be so toxic. You would just be talking shit to your teammates the whole time if they're playing like trash. It would be so much fun. Like, but unfortunately, you know, they don't have a they don't have mics, like a mic'd up setting. It would be a lot of fun though if they did. The epic trash talk would be memorable. And I've had 2 back-to-back really bad Infernal Wards. Are you talking about the bulwark that keeps popping up on my character? Hold on. Catastrophe. That's the one that buffs your ultimate, right? If I remember correctly. I'd have to look at my skill tree. If it's the one that buffs your damage after you use your ultimate, it's not really good. Because you're not spam casting your Grizzly Rage. That's a Bulwark. I have it set on a rune word, so that way it auto. So the Bulwark will shift me into human form long enough to keep up my Wild Heart boot stacks. Let me look at the passive tree real quick. I think it's this. I think you're asking me about. Yeah. So it's not that I mean, you could use it if you wanted to, but it's not going to give you as much of a benefit because it only lasts 8 seconds after you cast your ultimate, and you're not really spam casting your Grizzly Rage ultimate like that. But if you did have it on a low enough cooldown where you could spam cast your Grizzly Rage ultimate, yeah, sure. I mean, you could definitely use it. But I think you could probably put your points elsewhere in your skill tree and get more out of it. But if you don't have any other open spots, yeah, throw it into Catastrophe. An extra 15x multiplier if you max it out is, you know, definitely going to be better than having... If you don't need anything like damage resistance or something like that. Let's see what that is. Nothing good. All right, I'll swap back over. What did I swap out? Oh yeah, definitely for Petrify. If you're doing like what I'm doing with, I'll show you real quick. So I'm running, I have my Boulder build, or if you're doing like, if you're doing something like Flesh Render, a Flesh Render build, it's really good on a Flesh Render build. Because you're constantly spam casting Petrify. It's not that you couldn't do it on a Grizzly Rage build, because you probably could if you got your Grizzly Rage duration, I mean your cooldown down low enough. And then you could just cast it every time it comes off cooldown. And you would get a nice buff for 8 seconds, because it is 8 seconds. I mean, that's a decent amount of time. But it would really help out in builds like this, where I'm playing like Bouldercane. And I'm spam casting my ultimate more, you know, a lot more often. And you see, like, I have my Catastrophe maxed out here, and my 5 in Petrify. Or something like Flesh Render, where you're just popping Petrify every second, like bang, 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 just to reset your defensive skill to deal your damage. I'm not sure if you like that kind of build, though. Like, I'm not a big fan of, like, Petrify. I'm not a huge... I really don't like the... Not Petrify, but the Flesh Render setup. Not that it's not good, it's just not my play style. It's not my cup of tea. Yeah, absolutely no problem, brother. And thank you again. I appreciate you, man. I really do. This is the Bouldercane. Now, I was saying earlier, they could buff up Bouldercane in several ways that would make this build really take off. But this is probably the second best unique we have for Druid. Well designed, I would say. Second best designed unique is the Dolmenstone Amulet. Like the Rotting Lightbringer is the best now. Like, it's so good. But the Dolmenstone Amulet is actually super fun to play around with. I'm still missing that ridiculously powerful Rotting Lightbringer, though, for my Pulverized build. You know what though? I think I've probably had, like, in terms of like where I've had the best experience is streaming. Like YouTube has probably been the best experience so far with streaming, and then I think YouTube, then X is really good, and then like Kick. I haven't done a lot there, but I had a nice time streaming over there. I almost want to try like a flesh render hybrid Boulder setup. I don't know. It sounds like it could work. Like, I'm using my defensive skills enough that backlash would be really useful. It'd be a pretty decent sized multiplier. And I'm not really getting anything out of Boulder. You know, I might try that out, actually. I just have to look and see if I have a really good flesh renderer. I think I have a good one. I'm fairly certain I do. I don't think I lose any damage because flesh render has such a nice roll of backlash on it. And I think the extra damage from using my defensive skills might be really good. I just need a better totem. Do I even have a flesh render still? I might have gotten rid of all of my flesh renders. Yeah, I probably have to farm one up. How much blood do I have? Yeah, I'll have to farm one up. I will probably farm up a flesh render and test that out, because I think I could probably do something with a flesh render with this setup. And then it would help with the damage, like just push the damage up a little bit more. It might even be surprisingly good. And like an interesting way to implement flesh render without needing to fully dip into like a defensive skill build. Then I might swap out Outmatch. Might swap Outmatch out to something else. Like Fang and Claw. Run Headhunter. Spirit Dominate, Fang and Claw, Headhunter. Earth and Sky. Yeah, I think I could do that instead of Outmatch. For both Grizzly Rage and Petrify. Yeah, that's the one sucky thing when you find that wonderful amulet with the GA to Envenom or something like that. You're desperately trying to make that apply to multiple builds. Use it on as many builds as you possibly can. Oh, man. The damage is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with like how much damage this is doing. What do I have in Claw? I need to start leveling. I guess I'll level up Headhunter 2 because if I do use a Flesh Render, I need something that's going to apply to that damage. And Outmatch won't do that. So, and I don't want to run Keeper. Man, I can't believe I got rid of all my Flesh Renders. I shouldn't have. I should have kept a couple. Let's see how 75 feels. Not too bad. It pretty much deletes the mobs still. There's always some weird hit issues, like hitbox issues, with certain types of enemies when they get close to walls. It's like the damage is just not quite doing what it's supposed to. 38 billion. It's pretty good. I love how far this disintegrate stretches. It just stretches and stretches and stretches. It's like fucking crazy. Not bad. Still plenty of room to grow with the build and damage if I was like trying to min-max it, so not bad at all. Earth spike pants. I might make that build. We'll keep the earth spike pants. Man, look at all these beautiful amulets. They're so good. Oh man, I'm so lucky to get these really great amulets. Look at this aspect. 58.5%. Come on now. Why is it going by 5%? That's crazy. 58.5%. I can't wait to get 59%. Do people even use Banished Lords? Is it any good on anything? Let's go kill the vampire once or twice. Give me a 4GA perfect flesh render. First kill. 4GA perfect flesh render. You're dead. Sucks for you, Lord Zur. Did I get lucky? I did. Okay, come on, Belial. Give me all the good stuff. Don't let me down. Oh, give me the husk. Give it to me. Where's my cursor? No, get over here. Give me. Okay. I think I actually had some really good flesh renders, but I just destroyed them all. And so if I did flesh render with ranks into backlash. Obviously, I'd have to get a GA to backlash. And then the damage. I'm just going to play around for a second. I have a totem in here. I did this, and this, and then just change that to
no witchcraft here, only honest magics.
retaliation. Well, I would put retaliation on my amulet. Oh no, I'd never fucking mind. I'm not on my amulet. I'm tired. I need to go to bed. Put retaliation on my amulet, sure. Let me sell this stuff. I don't want to break it down. I need the gold. What do you know? 235s. I don't want to sell anything important. Alright, so if I have this, and then I wonder what the damage would be from the defensive skills with a really good flesh render and running a Boulder setup. Oh, it does a billion. Like, that was already a billion there. You know, this might actually be the best way to build this out. Like a hybrid defensive skill border build. I mean, it cools down pretty fast. How hard does debilitating roar hit? Oh, that hits a billion too. I have no idea, bro. I have no idea. I hope it's soon, though, because if it's soon, I'm going to be playing a lot of PoE 2. A lot of PoE 2. But I'm not exactly sure when exactly. I think they're supposed to be releasing the game officially soon, so I would imagine that if they're releasing the game officially, that the Druid will be in the game at that point.
Praise the Father.
What mats do I have? Maybe I could go get a... I need to farm a lot of boss mats, man. That's what I was doing on my Lightning Storm Druid earlier. I was just farming boss mats. It's not exactly the funnest thing to do. Just running Undercity doing boss mats. Yeah, I cannot wait till they drop the Druid, man. It's going to be so good. So many people are going to be playing that class. I hope it is as spectacular as it seems it's going to be. Because if it is, I will be very happy. Let me swap this chest over. Yeah, like just a straight one, one transformative, like one shapeshift version. Like, okay, this is a dedicated werewolf build. You don't need to shift back and forth between things to get the most out of it. Yeah, like this is werewolf within a werewolf identity. This is werebear with a werebear identity. This is tree int, what the fuck ever, This is wereporcupine with a wereporcupine identity. I don't care what they do. But if they could like manage to separate out the actual transformations and make them feel unique in their own way, and that you could just purely focus on being that thing and not needing to dip into this and that to get everything, yeah, it'd be pretty cool. It really kind of like just build out that setup, right? It's like a thematic setup you could make out of that. That'd be nice. Like, I think they did better this season on doing that with the direwolf changes. Like, they did I think they did a lot better this season with the Druid, with all the direwolf and direbear changes, like Grizzly Rage, where you're actually able, all you really need to do is build up your quick shift in height and senses buffs, and then you're always Grizzly Bear, right? It's like, for instance, when I'm playing my Pulverized Druid, like, all I do is build up the height and senses quick shift, and then that's it. And then I'm Grizzly Bear the whole time. I'm not worried about being a wolf, right? It's just that that small moment there. What do I have going on here? Okay. Let me pull all my stuff over here real quick. Oh yeah, this is by far. It's not even close. This is the best. Since the game is launched, this is the best season for the Druid. There, you can play so many different builds, and you can try out so many, like, and everything's getting to tier 100, right? Like, you're getting to tier 100 on pretty much every single build. Almost every single, unless you're building something that's like super obscure, like no one has really played that at all type build. You're pretty much getting, you're pretty much getting to tier 100 on any setup. I mean, granted, there are plenty of people who want to have more options, which, hey, I'm always down for more options. Give me more choices, more things to build on my character. I'll be happy with that. But, they definitely did a great job. You gotta give them credit. You gotta give them the credit for that. Could it have been done sooner? Absolutely. They could have done it sooner. But we got what we wanted. Do I want more? Yes. Am I satisfied for right now? Yes. I'll be okay. I'll be okay not playing a third season of Cataclysm. Anything but Cataclysm. Oh my god. That was horrible. That was torture, man. 2 seasons of a build no one was asking for. Absolutely nobody was like clamoring like, oh my god, I can't wait till they buff Cataclysm. It's gonna be so good. Like, no one was doing that. Absolutely zero people. Did I even put, man, I think I'm pushing the limits here. Hold on a second. Did I even put, okay, let me just look in my stash slowly. Did I put my tributes back in the stash? Or did I literally just fumble around in my inventory doing nothing? I did. I think I did. Peak level gameplay right here. Peak. This is as good as it gets right here, guys. Pro gamer all the way. If it wasn't lagging so damn bad, like what's with the lag? Drop this off. Yeah, it's getting there. It's not really late, but I've been up since pretty early. And I do need to get to bed soon. I'll probably do like a couple. I'll do a couple of these tributes and then I'll probably get out of here and get some rest. It's 10:43, so it's not super late, but I'm feeling it. 'Cause I woke up pretty early. Okay. Let's take all these tributes onto my pulverized build. And we're just going to farm up boss mats, I think. We're just going to run copious amounts of tributes. Like, a lot of tributes. And I have sparks. How many sparks do I have? 3? Yeah, I can make a whole new item if I get enough runes. I can make a shroud. Another shroud. Another ring of starless skies. Let's do attack speed. Oh yeah, I know, man, I know. It's like I have to stream late. But I can't be tired. I don't want to be too tired in the morning. I like to wake up at like 4. Like, I like to get up early, like 4 or 5 o'clock. Gives me a couple hours to get around, like get my coffee and everything. Now I just need to put like get up at 4 o'clock and then work out into my schedule. That's the next thing I need to do. Get up at 4 o'clock, work out immediately. Man, you gotta love Pulverize, man. This thing is so good this season. Golly. Man. I miss playing this build. I need to get a good Rotting Lightbringer, man. I need that really beastly Rotting Lightbringer. I kind of want to finish. I have several builds that I want to make, but I really want to finish them so I can just go back to like making my Pulverized build the best that it can be. Like getting all the right items, getting all the right affixes set up on my gear, getting a really good Rotting Lightbringer, like at least a 2 GA with willpower, and chance to pulverize twice with like a perfect passive. I have the pulverize twice, but it's like, man, that willpower really... I actually think this whole weapon is amazing. Even the additive poison damage, it's such a big roll of additive poison damage. And then get a really good amulet. What amulet do I have on this? It's my amulet. Oh yeah, man, my amulet. I could definitely get like the Toxic Claws and Venom willpower. That Toxic Claws is so good. It's too good. It's too good. So I'll do Lightning Storm, Bouldercane, Tornado, and Landslide. I gotta put that down. I gotta write that down so that I don't forget. Lightning Storm, Bouldercane. And then I can turn my Bouldercane into Landslide, and I can turn my Lightning Storm into Tornado. That's what I can do. That's what I'll do. But I do think I want to farm up that flesh render before I decide to make my Bouldercane build video. Like, I'm pretty solid where the build is at right now in terms of skill tree and everything, but I really do want to see just how good the flesh render can be on that setup, because I think it can be pretty good. We might even be able to fit Howl on there. I'm telling you, I mean, I really do feel like we should be able to crunch multiple tributes into one big tribute roll, like one big tribute run. Like maybe 3 of them at a time or 5 of them at a time. It would be kind of nice. You just blow through your tributes super fast. Farm up all these boss mats, and then spend like a half hour killing bosses. Spend like 3 hours farming boss mats, spend like half hour killing them. Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Nice. I'm probably about to head off to bed myself. I gotta get up early. Get the ball rolling on an early day. Probably stream some tomorrow. Probably do a stream tomorrow. I might stream. I was probably gonna think about streaming on Kick. One of the guys who comes on my stream was talking about streaming on Kick. I think I'll do that. There we go. All right. Keep the ball rolling. Keep the ball rolling. Probably finish off this incense, this elixir and incense, and call it a night. I missed the oh, you're not interrupting my stream, brother. I'm not quite big, man. I'm not big there yet, bro. Got a long road to go. Long road to go from anywhere near that. But yeah, I enjoy doing it, man. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to stream. I love you too, by the way. It's a bit strange over a stream, but hey, you know, we'll take it when we get it. But yeah, yeah, I enjoy doing it, man. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun making videos, a lot of fun streaming, especially when you get like a nice group of people together. You just talk, and it's kind of fun. I'm about 200 million subscribers off of Mr. Beast right now, so you know I'm catching up. I'm catching up. Today, streaming Diablo. Tomorrow, I'm crashing a Lamborghini off a mountaintop. You know what I'm saying? I'm climbing to the top of Yosemite, and I'm driving like 6 Ferraris off the top, and I'm filming it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna be doing. Fucking crazy. Like stream Diablo for today. Tomorrow I'm gonna rent out a private island and hold a mock remake of like the Hunger Games, you know what I mean? But this time nobody gets out alive, you know? Upload that to YouTube. This boss takes way too long to die. Like, bro, just die. Like, stop being so dramatic. Stop talking so much. Just fall down, give me my loot, let me get out, let me do it again. That's all I'm asking. boots. I think this one definitely might be my last one. I'm kind of falling asleep over here, and that's never a good thing when I'm playing hardcore. And I'm sure it's not too entertaining not hearing me talking, or at least trying to conversate. Let me get to the exit, or get to the boss. Yo, I love Subo, man. Subo is the best. Like, he just highlights all the enemies on the map. Pretty cool. It's a dead snake. That's a dead snake. Alrighty. Alrighty, guys. That's going to be it for tonight, and I will try to stream tomorrow. But, as always, guys, you can find all of my builds down in the link, or down in the description of the stream. And they are also linked in all of my build videos and videos I put out. But with all that being said, I hope you guys are having a great day or a good night, depending on wherever you're from. And peace out, guys. I will see you in the next one.